Chapter 1199, Huge Sale. Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. Fang Yuan nodded in agreement. This price was fair. The value of the Gu immortal soul had increased because of Guts Gu. Since the Four Races Alliance was set, the Rockman tribe below the northern icy plain requested for a large amount of Guts Gu, as they had an extremely urgent need for them. However, Guts Gu had always been sold at a fixed price in Treasure Yellow Heaven. This price could not be reduced after all. They had to consider the long term. Currently, although the Rockman tribe's relation with Langya Sect was close, most of the Guts Gu were still sold at Treasure Yellow Heaven. Because of the monopoly on Guts Gu, they could not only exchange Guts Gu for immortal essence stones, but also exchange for many immortal materials and other resources. In the resource-scarce northern icy plain, the payment the Rockman tribe could provide was not able to satisfy Langya Sect's development requirements. For the benefit of the whole sect, Langya Land Spirit would not make the Rockman tribe the main trade partner. The Rockman tribe was dissatisfied, but had no choice regarding this. In short, the production of Guts Gu was far from enough to meet the demand in the market, especially in regards to southern border. Because of the righteous path Gu immortals exploring the giant dream realm repeatedly, they had excessive demands for the Guts Gu in Treasure Yellow Heaven. This even created a black market for goods. Gu. Some Guts Gu were resold at a much higher price. Langya Sect had repeatedly raised the price of Guts Gu, but the item was still extremely popular. The whole market was like an insatiable monster, and even though Langya Sect was already putting full effort in producing Guts Gu, it simply was unable to satisfy the terrifying appetite of this monster. Among Fang Yuan's revenue sources, the profits from the Guts Gu trade had already soared far ahead, entering its own level. Guts Gu was the greatest contributor to Fang Yuan being able to repeatedly use rank 7 immortal Gu in battle and easily replenishing his reserves of green grape immortal essence at set intervals. Langya Land Spirit received this Gu immortal soul and spoke, "Man is the spirit of all living beings. With this Gu immortal soul, we can indeed increase the production of Guts Gu to a huge degree next time. Unfortunately, Gu immortal souls can only be found by fortunate circumstances and not sought out. In the future, the primary investment for this aspect is still in Taichu. Fang Yuan, if you are free, make a few trips to Taichu. Desolate beast and desolate plant souls might be far inferior to Gu immortal souls. But we can offset it with quantity, and the source is also stable. With you taking action, we should be able to develop even more quickly in Taichu." Langya Land Spirit thought highly of Fang Yuan's ability. However, Fang Yuan replied, "I will be going to take part in blood battle martial competition soon. I am afraid I won't have time to split my attention. This is a second Gu immortal soul. I hope First Supreme Elder can verify its quality." Second? Langya Land Spirit raised his eyebrows, but was not surprised. He knew some details about Fang Yuan, and was not surprised at Fang Yuan selling some Gu immortal souls. This is a Featherman Gu immortal soul. When Langya Land Spirit inspected it, he was slightly surprised. Variant humans were suppressed. Variant human Gu immortals were extremely rare. He had not expected Fang Yuan to have a Featherman Gu immortal soul. "This is your kill?" Langya Land Spirit casually asked. Fang Yuan smiled. "Right. This Gu immortal soul was of a Featherman, Zheng Ling. The previous soul was Shu Songzi's. Langya Sect was a hairy man sect. Regarding an unknown Featherman Gu immortal soul, Langya Land Spirit decided to take it and did not have the intention to investigate further. Thus, Fang Yuan gained several hundred contribution points. Immediately afterwards, he brought out a third Gu immortal soul. Langya Land Spirit smiled. "It seems you intend to sell a lot today. All right, just take out all the Gu immortal souls you want to sell." "All right." Fang Yuan started taking out Gu immortal souls one after the other. He truly had many Gu immortal souls. There were souls of Dong Fang Chang Fan, Shu Songzi, Zheng Ling, and others from before. Later, in Heifan Grotto Heaven, he killed a group. Then finally he received even more souls in the turbulent Flow Sea area. When Fang Yuan took out 3 Gu immortal souls in a row, Langya Land Spirit smiled. When Fang Yuan took out 6, Langya Land Spirit was surprised. He subconsciously stood a little from his seat, as if he wanted to come closer to check. When Fang Yuan took out the 10th Gu immortal soul, Lang Ya Lan spirit's expression changed. He started pointing at Fang Yuan. "How did you kill so many people?" Fang Yuan smiled. "It was just luck." He then continued to take out Gu immortal souls. Finally, when Lang Ya Lan spirit saw Gu immortal souls all around in the surroundings, he was extremely shocked. "I finally understand why you are not able to blend in with humans and sided with us variant humans." Lang Ya Lan's spirit was left speechless. "You only have rank 6 cultivation." Lang Ya Lan's spirit knew details about Fang Yuan because familiar face was given to Fang Yuan by him. "How long has it been since you became an immortal? You also still had to travel around here and there to revive yourself. Killing so many people, you are simply like spectral soul demon venerable when he was young." Fang Yuan gave a forced smile when he heard the name spectral soul. "I am contributing all these souls to the sect. Besides this, I also have many cultivation insights. Gu recipes of all paths, immortal Gu recipes, killer moves and immortal killer moves. Even battlefield killer moves as well as up-to-date maps of each region, which will make it more convenient for my fellow sect members to move in the outside world." Fang Yuan was undergoing a huge sale. Lang Ya Blessed Land's history was extremely long. It had incomparably rich treasures, which were even coveted by Heavenly Court, and always in the minds of Shadow Sect. But Fang Yuan had killed so many people, and the things he obtained from soul-searching were also extremely abundant. Most of the treasures in Lang Ya Blessed Land were payment received in the past by long-hair ancestor by refining Gu for others, while some were items purchased by Lang Ya Land Spirit through Treasure Yellow Heaven. Among these treasures, the former were stored ages ago. Long-hair ancestor was a person from 300,000 years ago, a figure of the medieval antiquity era. And the latter could be sold at Treasure Yellow Heaven. One could imagine that the top quality goods among them were sparse, although they would also have rare items. As for these things Fang Yuan contributed, most of them were the entire foundation of the Gu Immortals. These things were as precious as life to them. Not to mention that they were new creations that would also not be sold for no reason in Treasure Yellow Heaven. In this regard, Lang Ya Land Spirit did not reject any offers. He was different from the previous Lang Ya Land Spirit. The previous Lang Ya Land Spirit was only interested in refining Gu, while he was brimming with ambitions, creating Lang Ya Sect, and wholeheartedly trying to make hairy men the rulers of the world, restoring their glory from the immemorial antiquity era and remote antiquity era. Currently, Lang Ya Sect primarily used refinement path. Most of the hairy men, Gu Immortals, cultivated transformation path as well. Or Lang Ya Sect wanted to become a large sect, completing Lang Ya Land Spirit's ambition. For this they needed to incorporate various kinds of things and possess Gu Immortals of all paths, like the great Wang Jin tribe super forces of northern plains, the 10 great ancient sects of central continent, and so on. Fang Yuan's sect contribution points rose steeply. In another cloud city, 12th Hair was in the midst of refining Gu. "Oh no, there is an error!" Suddenly, his expression changed as the fire he was controlling suddenly weakened. He quickly activated Gu worms, spurting out blood into the fire. Whoosh! The fire burned high once again. 12th Hair was pale, his body shivering uncontrollably. He had just been injured by the backlash caused by failing in Gu refinement. Blood was slowly seeping out of his 7 orifices, causing the hair on his whole body to moisten with blood. His wide-opened eyes were filled with traces of blood as they firmly focused on the fire. After a while, the burning fire suddenly erupted and disappeared. The refinement path Gu formation opened up, revealing over 100 self-will Gomyo. The hairy man Gu Immortals, raised by the previous Lang Ya Land Spirit, had extremely weak battle strength, but had strong Gu refinement ability. These self-will Gu were only mortal Gu, but they were rank 5. 12th Hair could refine over 100 of these rank 5 self-will Gu at once, revealing his extraordinary refinement path attainment. 12th Hair thought to himself that it was a close shave. He rejoiced. "Fortunately, I sacrificed myself to make up for the mistake. Otherwise, these self-will Gu would be destroyed. Not only would it waste the effort I spent over these last few days to refine these goo, I would also have to compensate for it with 3 times the refinement materials. To increase the production of self-will goo, Fang Yuan not only used his Sect contribution points to attract other Hairy Man goo immortals to refine them for him. He also supplied them immortal materials out of his own pockets, letting these Hairy Man goo immortals use these immortal materials to refine mortal goo. The Hairy Man goo immortals no longer had disdain and disgust towards Fang Yuan like before. Fang Yuan possessed rank 8 battle strength, causing these Hairy Man goo immortals to be filled with respect. Moreover, after such a strong financial ability was revealed, these Hairy Man goo immortals accepted the difference between them and Fang Yuan even more. Strong dizziness assaulted 12th Hair's mind. Refining self will goo 11 times without pausing is truly too consuming on the body and mind. The mistake just now is a warning that I need to rest. I need to quickly recover and accept some of these self-will goo refinement assignments later to earn more immortal essence stones. 12th Hair had a bitter expression when he thought of immortal essence stones, heaving a deep sigh. Desolate beasts are not easy to raise. These desolate beasts all have great appetites. There is a huge burden on me every month to feed and raise them. More importantly, beast enslavement immortal goo is only lent to me. Every time I borrow it, I will have to pay with Sect contribution points according to the period of time. Ayo, considering the long term, I definitely need to buy this beast enslavement immortal goo, but rank 6 beast enslavement, immortal goo needs up to 10,000 Sect contribution points. 12th Hair took out an information path goo worm. This goo worm had one use to display the Sect contribution points of all goo immortals in Langya Sect and rank them accordingly. Simply put, it was Langya Sect's contribution list. 12th Hair looked into it with his consciousness and easily found his name in the upper half of the list. Then he saw a series of numbers beside his name. Over 600 Sect contribution points, but I am still way too far from my target. 12th Hair gave a bitter smile, feeling he had a long way to go. But the other Hairy Man who immortals are also similar to me. Some are even worse than me. My advantage lies in that I cultivate enslavement path as well, and now already have several desolate beasts with me. I can obtain Sect contribution points more easily than others.